Are you not entertained? Man, those words from Daniel Dubois after that fight, that really says it all.
Yeah, unbelievable, right? You could feel the energy shift in that stadium.
Speaking of, 96,000 people at Wembley.
A record. And for Joshua, I mean, what a stage to make a statement.
Right, coming back from those losses, aiming for that third heavyweight title.
It was all set up perfectly, even that talk of a potential Fury fight down the line.
The hype was real. Everyone thought this was his comeback story.
And then Dubois just flips the script.
Completely. But it wasn't just luck. You could tell he had a game plan from the start.
Oh, absolutely. Targeting Joshua's body early on. Those shots to the ribs were brutal.
You could see it taking a toll. Remember those articles talking about Joshua's legs looking shaky?
And the CompuBox numbers paint a clear picture, too.
It wasn't even close, right?
Not even close. Dubois landed double the punches. More than double.
It felt like every time Dubois threw, it landed.
He was landing over 40% of his punches, Joshua barely over 25.
Okay, so yeah, not just winning, that's straight up dominating.
Dominating and exposing some real weaknesses in Joshua's game plan, which I think is what makes this so interesting.
It's like Dubois knew exactly what buttons to push.
And when to push them, like right after that first round knockdown, you could almost see the doubt creeping in.
Yeah, Joshua never really recovered from that, mentally or physically.
That's the thing about boxing. It's as much a mental game as it is physical. And Dubois, he was ready for that.
And to think, just a year ago, he's coming off that loss to Usyk. Now he knocks out Anthony Joshua at Wembley.
It's a testament to how quickly things can change in this sport.
And how one fight can completely rewrite your narrative.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
It makes you think, though, that moment when Joshua hit the canvas, did it feel like something shifted beyond just the momentum of the fight?
Oh, totally. That mental game is huge in boxing.
It's like that doubt creeps in. Suddenly, you're not just fighting your opponent anymore.
And everyone handles it differently. Some crumble, some dig deep.
Joshua, it felt like he never really found his footing again after that first round.
He couldn't seem to shake it off. And Dubois, he smelled blood in the water, man.
He really did. It was like watching a predator just stalking its prey.
Those quotes beforehand about legitimizing his title, you could tell he meant every word.
He had this fire in his eyes, this hunger.
And Joshua, on the other hand, it was almost like, I don't know, maybe the pressure got to him.
You got to figure, coming back from those losses, Wembley Stadium, the weight of expectation.
Well, it's a lot to carry, even for someone like Anthony Joshua.
So, what now? Rematch clause.
Hearn seems to think so. He even said Joshua rolled the dice this time.
But is that the right move? Does Joshua risk another loss, especially after a knockout like that?
It's a gamble, for sure, but Dubois, he's got his own plans.
Calling out Usyk right after the fight, that's a power move.
Frank Warren's probably got his phone blowing up right now.
Can you imagine Dubois versus the winner of Usyk Fury?
Talk about a fight for the ages. That would be massive.
It's crazy to think just a few months ago everyone was talking about Fury and Usyk now.
Dubois has thrown a real wrench in the works.
No kidding. He exposed a side of Joshua we haven't really seen, or at least haven't seen in a while.
And that's what I think makes this such a pivotal moment for both of them.
For Joshua, it begs the question, can he come back from this?
The Athletic article, they talked about a reinvention, but is that even possible at this stage?
Right. We've seen him bounce back before, but this felt different.
Totally different. It wasn't just the loss. It was the way Dubois controlled the fight, you know?
Totally. Like, he was always one step ahead.
Exactly. And that's got to mess with your head, especially when you're used to being the one in control.
So what's the move then? Rematch.
It's risky. Another loss like that on that stage.
Especially against a guy like Dubois, who's clearly on the rise.
He's hungry, man. You can see it.
And he's got the skills to back it up. That's the thing.
He's young, he's powerful, and he's learning fast.
So is this the start of the Dubois era then?
He's definitely staked his claim. But the heavyweight division, it's a gauntlet.
No doubt he's going to have targets on his back.
Every fight from here on out is a statement.
Well, one thing's for sure, we'll all be watching.
You got that right. This is just the beginning of a whole new chapter.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. How will this fight be remembered years from now?
Who defined their legacy? Whose story are we really talking about here?
Because one thing we know for sure, the heavyweight division.
Just got a whole lot more interesting.
That's it for our deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Anytime.